Hi everybody, and thanks for tuning in to this week's yoga video. Today we're going to be doing a Vinyasa flow with an emphasis on chest opening and hip opening. So it's really great for everybody, I think. Before we get started, I want to just take a moment to thank you for tuning in each week to check out the videos that I create here and let you know that our pre-order link for the book that I just put out called Namaste is now available on Amazon, and I'll put the link right up here so that you can check it out. Thanks in advance for your support, and when you're ready, let's get started. Begin on your yoga mat in a seated, comfortable position. If it feels better for you to have a folded blanket underneath your butt or a yoga block, you can just put it under and get yourself situated. And then when you're ready, roll your shoulders back and turn your palms up to the sky, resting your hands on your legs. Close your eyes. Tilt your chin until you feel like it's parallel with the ground. And then relax the space between your eyebrows. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your lungs with as much air as you possibly can. Then when you think you can't take any more air in, just see if you can take one tiny, tiny sip of air in and then hold the breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And exhale through your mouth with a sigh. Go, just letting go of anything that you're holding on to that you don't need right now. I'm going to do that one more time. Deep breath in through your nose. Fill up the lungs, hold the breath, hold the breath. Maybe take one more sip in. And exhale through your mouth, just letting it all go. Then close your mouth, but part your teeth, and begin to connect with your breath. So what I mean by that is notice the air as it enters in through your nostrils. What is the quality of the air? Is the air cool? Is it warm? Just take note of how it feels as you breathe in. How your chest slightly rises, how your shoulders gently lift. And as you exhale, do the same thing. Notice the quality of the air as it leaves your body. Is the air warm? Are you exhaling fully? Can you feel that your belly button draws in towards your spine as you exhale? Just sit here kind of being an observer of your body for the next few breaths. And then bring your attention to your hands. Your palms are lifted to the sky. And imagine that through your fingertips, you're able to receive whatever it is you need today. Whether it's energy or self-compassion or kindness or strength or courage or whatever it is you need, just take a deep breath in. And as you do, feel yourself sucking up whatever it needs through your fingertips. And as you do that, you grow taller. And as you exhale, you're more grounded, more sure of who you are. From here, bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head slightly in acknowledgement of your practice that you're about to begin, making a commitment to just let whatever happen in your practice blossom up organically, without trying to control anything, no expectations. And then when you're ready, quietly open up your eyes, bring your hands down to the ground and roll up and over your knees, bringing yourself into an all-four position. So spread your fingers and then plug it into the mat. And what I mean by that is make sure that you're not resting your weight in the backs of your palms or the outsides of your palms. You're really fully pressing into the mat, imagining that you're like plugged into the earth. Wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in one long line. Knees underneath the hips. The tops of the feet can come down to the mat. You're looking down at the front of your mat. Back of your neck is long. And as you inhale, we're going to extend the right leg and spread the toes, and then draw small circles with the ball of your foot. And then stop and change the direction. And then come to stillness and bend the knee. Then draw a giant circle with the knee. So bring your knee almost like it's hovering over your mat and draw a giant circle. And at the top of that giant circle, change directions. Big circle in the other way. Stay like that for one more time each side. Move slow. Feel everything you've got going on in the right hip joint. And then gently bring your knee down to the ground. As you inhale, extend the left leg. Get as long as you can with the leg. Spread the toes. And then draw small circles, keeping that leg straight with the ball of your foot. Change direction. And then come to stillness and bend the knee. Big circle with the knee. Feeling everything you've got going on. Change direction in the left hip joint. One more time, each direction. And then bring the knee down to the ground and send yourself back into child's pose. Letting your head rest on the mat, and then press into your forearms until you feel a stretch up through your triceps, up through your armpits. And then as you inhale, round through your spine and come forward until you come down onto your stomach. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. When your chin touches the ground, begin to peel your chest up off the mat, looking forward. Pressing gently into your hands, elbows straight back behind you. Exhale, melt forward. When your chin touches the mat, imagine that you're being lifted through your tailbone and come into child's pose. Press into your forearms until you feel a good stretch in your chest and your triceps and your armpits. And as you inhale, round forward, pushing into your mat to round even more through your upper back, and then come forward until you're lying on your stomach. When your chin touches the mat, peel your chest up off the mat. And then exhale, melt forward. When your chin touches the mat, imagine that someone is lifting you up from your tailbone to pull you back into child's pose. On your next inhale, round and bring your hands right in front of your knees. Spread your fingers wide and press into your mat until you feel a good stretch in between your shoulder blades. As you inhale, walk your hands out until you come onto all fours. Curl your toes and lift your hips for your first downward dog of the day. Bend your knees. Shake your hips, shake your head. Do whatever you need to do in order to feel good here, in order to get out the kinks and the tension. And then when you're ready, invite your heels to come down to the ground, but if they don't get there, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Shake your head out gently. Press your hands into the mat evenly. Do not dump your weight into the outer edges of your palms. Push your mat away even more so that your armpits are very long, and notice that as you push into the mat, you can feel that it has an impact through the backs of your hips, through the backs of your legs, and even down into your heels. And as you inhale, lift your right leg high. Then send your right leg to the front of the mat. Really squeeze your knee in towards your chest as you do that so you can come down gently with your right foot. Come onto your fingertips, your right knee over your right ankle or slightly behind, but not in front. Bring your left knee down to the ground. Lift your arms up until you feel your body is perpendicular with your mat. Bring your hands to your heart and then press your hips forward until you feel a good stretch in your left hip flexor. On your next inhale, interlace your fingers. Bring your hands behind your head. Lift your chest, lift your head, look up. Little mini back bend here. Inhale, gently release, bring your hands down. Lift your back knee, lift your front foot, bring your right knee into your forehead. So lower your head, but round your back, and then come into plank pose and slowly lower all the way down, keeping your elbows straight back behind you. When your chin touches the ground, gently peel your chest up. Cobra pose. Exhale, slowly melt forward. When the chin comes to the ground, imagine that you're being picked up by your tailbone and pulled back into child's pose. As you inhale, round forward, so push into your mat so you can feel a stretch as you move through. Then curl your toes and lift your hips for downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. And as you inhale, lift your left leg high, spread your left toes. And then come to the front of the mat with your left foot, but go slowly and use your core strength to squeeze your left knee in towards your chest so you can just gently place your left foot down onto the ground. Bring your right knee down, come up so that you feel like your torso is perpendicular to the mat. Bring your hands to your heart, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send your hips forward. Breathe into your right hip flexor and interlace your fingers the way that feels weird. Now on your next inhale, lift your arms and bring your hands behind your head. Gently lean back, lift your heart, lift your head, lift your chest, look up. And as you exhale, gently release. Bring your hands down onto the ground. Lift your back knee up. Lift your front foot and then round your upper back as you bring your left knee in towards your forehead. And come into plank pose and slowly lower all the way down until you're on your stomach. From here, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx pose. So you're gonna lengthen through your chest. This is not about seeing how high you can get, it's about seeing how long you can get. So press into your forearms and imagine that you're almost like pulling yourself forward. And as you do that, you'll get longer through your front body. Gently release. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, child's pose. On your next inhale, round forward, coming into downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, rise onto your toes and just walk forward to the front of the mat, but see if you can do it with straight legs. See if you can tiptoe to the front of your mat. And if you have to bend your legs, who cares? Not a big deal. And then from here, take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance, bend your knees a bit, and grab hold of opposite elbows, coming into ragdoll pose. Visualize that your hips are over your ankle joints. So if you're looking at yourself in a mirror, the hip joints would be stacked over the ankles. And then just sway forward and backward here. Letting your head be really heavy. And then begin to shift your sway from side to side. And notice that as you do that, it impacts the backs of your legs, opening up any tension you're feeling in your hamstrings. Come to stillness. Let your arms drop with a thud. And then bend your knees even more and round up through your back until you come to standing. When you get there, open up your arms out to the side and then press your hands together as you interlace your fingers. If this is too much for you, if you're too tight in the chest, just grab hold of opposite forearms. From here, bend your knees, take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance, and then just let your whole body melt into this pose. Breathing into your chest. Press your palms together if you are in this position. Otherwise, just grab hold of your forearms, let your head dangle here, and breathe into the fronts of your shoulders. From here, gently bring your hands or your arms to your back, and then let your shoulders kind of cave in and round. Bend your knees deeply and round all the way up to standing. Once you get to standing, you're gonna heel toe your feet together, roll your shoulders back, lift your toes up, spread them as wide as you can, and then set them down. As you breathe in, visualize your body getting taller. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now sit low for chair pose. And then transfer your weight into your left foot and cross your right ankle over your left thigh, spread your right toes. The closer you get your chest down towards your right shin, the more open you're gonna feel through the back of your right hip. So just keep that in mind, breathe. Take your right hand to your right knee, your left hand underneath your right foot. Gently come to stand. Maybe you can pull that leg in towards your body. Try not to lean back. Maybe you're not going anywhere. That's cool too. You're just really tight, no big deal. Gently come back into standing pigeon pose. Come to stand on your left leg, bringing your knee out in front. Extend your leg and gently float it down to the ground. Once it gets there, transfer your weight to your right foot. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Bend down, lean forward, keeping your low back really long. Draw your shoulder blades toward one another. Left toes are spread. Breathe into any tension you feel in the back of your left hip. Left hand to left knee, right hand to the bottom of the foot. Gently come to stand. Keep that foot flexed to protect the ankle. Try not to lean back. The knee and the ankle are in one long line. Gently come back. Standing pigeon. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Stand on your right leg. Extend your left leg out in front. Spread the toes. Float the leg down to the ground. And when it gets there, reach your arms up to the sky. Lean back. Exhale. Tip forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look ahead. Exhale, plant your hands, step, hop, or jump to the back of your mat. Lower all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. So just your hands and your feet are on the mat. Your knees are lifted up. Your shoulders are rolled back away. Chest is open. Kneecaps are lifted. Press and get higher. Get longer, try not to collapse into your low back. And then roll over your toes, lift your hips for downward facing dog. As you inhale, rise onto your toes and bend your knees. Take your gaze to the front of your mat. Quietly hop to the front. As you inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold. Fingers in line with your toes. Bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, bend your knees. Squeeze your knees together. Rise up, long back. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Gently come all the way down to seated. Hug your knees in with your forearms. Sit tall here. Gently release, bring your hands halfway back behind you. Bring your feet halfway out in front, but then take them hip distance. Press into your hands, press into your feet to lift your hips up. Let your head go if that's okay for your neck. Breathe into the fronts of your shoulders. Gently release. Extend your legs. Bring your arms out in front. Slowly lower all the way down to the ground for Shavasana. Turn your palms facing up. Take your legs mat distance. Close your eyes. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And then scan your body, taking a little inventory of what's going on, how you're feeling. And then see if you can flick the switch off to your thoughts, letting your body sink into corpse pose here, letting your eyes close, relaxing the space between your eyebrows, relaxing your cheeks and your jaw and your throat, letting your arms be extremely heavy, your hips heavy, your legs so heavy. The entire body is just effortless here as you lay down. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when we're finished. On your next inhale, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And roll over to your right side, cradling your head in your right hand. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, press into your left hand to sit yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to your heart. Closing your eyes, just taking a moment to acknowledge your practice, to acknowledge the fact that you showed up today. You showed up for yourself. You did what you could, and you let that be enough. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Ask any questions you may have, and I'll do my best to get in touch with you. Thank you, and I will see you again next week with another video.